All right, stay with me, Siddhant. We are getting in more breaking inputs coming straight from the G20 itself. Prime Minister Modi has in fact released a statement, this with regards to the IBSA meet that took place between India, Brazil and South Africa. Remember, IBSA is a dialogue forum. It's a trilateral dialogue forum between Brazil, South Africa and India. And let me quote what Prime Minister has had to say. To begin with, all three of our countries agree that global institutions are far removed from the realities of the 21st century. None of us is a permanent member of the UN Security Council. This clearly shows that today's global institutions do not represent the world as it exists. Therefore, IBSA should send a unified message to the entire world that institutional reform is no longer an option, it is an absolute necessity. Similarly, in the fight against terrorism, we must move forward with close coordination on such a serious issue. There's no place for double standards for any kind. For global peace and prosperity, we must take united and decisive steps on the matter. Quickly going back to Siddhant for more perspective on this. Siddhant, a very crystal clear and firm message coming in from Prime Minister Modi, that too on a forum which is meant to span across 3 continents and in fact connect the south to south interaction. There's a message, larger message, not just to the UNSC but also to Western countries.
Well, yes, that's right, Akanksha. In fact, this particular trilateral is very, very significant. In fact, the foreign ministers of the 3 countries met earlier this year, and now the leaders are meeting on the sidelines of the G20 summit. Now, there is a lot of similarities between these 3 countries, Akanksha. All 3 countries are these emerging economies. They have their own challenges, and they have their own grievances when it comes to the international geopolitics, geoeconomics, and in fact if you look at the agenda also, all these 3 countries want the expansion of the United Nations Security Council. All 3 countries have been critical of the global institutions, and they have been saying that these global institutions does not represent the world as it exists. In fact, IBSA, after today's meeting, is sending a unified message to the entire world that the institutional reform is no longer an option; it is an absolute necessity. In fact, it was also highlighted by Prime Minister Modi that in the fight against terrorism, we must move forward with close coordination on such issues. There is no place for double standards. For global peace and prosperity, we must take united and decisive steps on this matter. So these 3 countries, South Africa, Brazil and India, if we talk about the current scenarios, have been heavily slapped with the tariffs also, Akanksha. So these 3 countries are also facing the heat of President Trump's tariff. Then these are the emerging economies. They have their own challenges, a large population, jobs, employment. There are a lot of issues in common, and perhaps that makes this particular grouping very, very special, and this meeting very, very significant.
Absolutely, and Prime Minister's messaging couldn't get clearer than that. Many thanks to you, Siddhant, for putting all of that into perspective for us.